Given that humans interact with money on a daily basis for almost the entirety of their lives, you would think that our schools will teach children how to manage money, right? Wrong. In school, there are absolutely no personal money management lessons. Schools do not attempt to teach our children how to manage money. They do not attempt to teach them anything to do with money. The closest they get to it is just teaching them arithmetic, simple arithmetic, how to add and subtract. I find this very strange because you will have thought, given the importance of money, schools will teach people how to manage personal finances. However, it's not all gloom and doom. You as a parent, you can do something about it. And in fact, you should do something about it. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how we as a family try to teach our children how to manage their personal money and also family money. And hopefully they'll retain these skills into adult life and that they'll improve on them as they grow older. Hello everyone, my name is JP of JP Financial and Accounting, Everyday Finance Made Simple. In this channel, we try to train, to coach and equip you in relevant money management skills. Of course, above this, we try to glean as much wisdom as possible from scripture. You may have already observed from the number of subscribers that we have on this channel that we are still a small and growing channel. To help us grow the channel, please do like the video, please comment below, and share the video with family and friends. And in particular, please share this week's video with parents, both older parents and younger parents with young children. And hopefully, we will trigger something that will help them to teach their children how to manage money. If you are new to the channel or if you have not already subscribed, please do subscribe. This will help us greatly. We really do appreciate your support in this regard. Let me start this week's video with a disclaimer. I am not asserting or claiming in any way or form or shape that this is best practice. What I'm sharing today is what we have done. Feel free to criticize us. Feel free to comment. If you're an older parent with older children or adult children, please let us know how you did it. And if you don't mind, share the outcome of your efforts. If you're a younger parent with younger children, again, feel free to comment and let us know what you think of our methods and what you think we could have done better and what you think we can do better. Firstly, we have two boys aged 17 and 13. From the time they were young, we've always tried to teach them how to manage money. And of course, we've adapted and changed methods or the model as they've grown older to suit their personalities, but also to reflect their maturity. Our model has three main influences. The first one is our parents, what we learned at home, what we learned from them, and how we have seen it benefit us. That is influence number one. Influence number two is what other financial experts say. We have read what other people say and we have tried to incorporate that into our model. But perhaps the biggest influence to how we have taught our children is the book Child Guidance. When our first child was born, we read that book from cover to cover many times. I'll link the book below and please read this book. I think it is very important for every parent to read the book Child Guidance. It has been our greatest influence in parenting in general, but also in how we try to teach our children how to manage money. Maybe it is appropriate that I start by reading the section that influences us greatest in what we are going to talk about. It's found in chapter 24 of the book Child Guidance, page 36. The chapter is titled Economy and Thrift. Economy and Thrift. It reads, "Let every youth and every child be taught not merely to solve imaginary problems, but to keep an accurate account of their own income and outgoes. Let him learn the right use of money by using it, whether supplied by their parents or by their own earnings. Let boys and girls learn to select and purchase their own clothes, their books, and other necessities. And by keeping an account of their expenses, they would learn, as they would learn in no other way, the value and the use of money." That was the greatest influence in what we are going to talk about. When our children were younger, we gave them hard cash, which they kept in piggy banks in their rooms. But once they turned 11, we got rid of the piggy bank and opened a bank account for them. 2 accounts, a spending account and a savings account. So from the age 11, they did not touch cash. They always use a debit card. Our boys get money from us for 4 different reasons, 4 different ways that they get money from us. Firstly, is for the chores that they do. Secondly, is for achieving excellence. So we reward excellence. Thirdly, they get money for groceries. And fourthly, they get money to buy their own clothes. Let us talk about the chores or payment for the chores. So firstly, let me point out that we do not give our children an allowance. We don't give our children pocket money. The reason for this is we want to teach them that you earn money. You don't just get money. So we are trying to teach the value of work. When our children were younger, we gave them age-appropriate chores and we'll pay them as they did the chores, maybe on a daily basis, at times on a weekly basis. As they grow older, we made rotas for them. They are on the fridge. We have a rota on who's making dinner on this day, who's doing the dishes, who's cleaning the bathrooms, so forth and so on. As they've matured and they've been doing this for many years, we don't even talk about the rotas themselves. What we talk about maybe is the quality of the work. That's what we question. Secondly, we pay them for these chores once a month. We don't pay them weekly or as they did the chores as we did when they were younger. Now we paid once a month and it doesn't automatically get transferred into their bank account. No, they need to claim the money. So we call it a timesheet, but it is not a timesheet in the sense of a timesheet that you'll think of when you go to work. Instead, it is their own personal budget. So we ask them to present their own personal budget. And in their budget, we are looking for 3 things. Firstly, that they have given their tithes and offering. Secondly, that they have saved money. And thirdly, that they have kept an account of the money that they have spent. When they were younger, I introduced them to spreadsheets because this is what I use to manage my own budget. But now, they don't use the spreadsheets that I gave them when they were younger. Now they choose to use an app on their phone. It's fine by me. I always say to them, I don't mind. Whichever way you want to do it your way. But as long as you demonstrate these 3 things, giving, saving, and keeping an account of your spend. So once they present that budget to them, the money is transferred into their bank account. And one thing that we introduced as they grow older, when they were younger, sometimes they would not do their budget for 6 months and then claim the money for the chores they did after 6 months. To them, this was a way of saving up. We realized that this was defeating the purpose of why we're doing this, teaching them to manage money, because they were transferring the responsibility of saving to us instead of doing it themselves. So now we insist that you need to claim the money for the previous month within 2 weeks of the end of the month. If you do not claim it, it gets forfeited. The second way our children get money from us is for excellence, when they achieve excellence. And this is across the board from everything that they do. School work, church work, extracurricular. For example, our children play musical instruments. You get a distinction in your piano exam, you get this allowance. You get all A's at school, you get this reward for excellence, a bonus if you like. You win your 60-meter or 100-meter race, you get this bonus. So across the board, we try to teach them that excellence is rewarded in life. We have got a mantra at home. In fact, I stole this mantra from my boss from years ago. He would say to us, effort is appreciated, results are rewarded. So I've tried to teach this to my children, that we will always reward excellence. So whatever they do and they achieve excellence, we reward them. We don't reward second place or third place or participation. They only get this reward when they achieve excellence. The third way our children get money from us is for the weekly shop. We have delegated or given them the responsibilities for the weekly shop. We no longer go to the supermarket to buy groceries. It's their responsibilities. We transfer into their bank account the weekly budget for groceries. So they are responsible for making sure that we have adequate food, We have all our supplies like toiletries, things like toothpaste, shower gel. When they were younger, we would go through the receipts and make sure that we reasoned with them why it was not smart buying this rather than buying that. But as they have matured, we've kind of like left that responsibility to them. On our fridge, they keep a running list. They keep adding stuff to the list. And then on Friday or on Sunday, they go to the supermarket and buy groceries. And then sometimes during the week, it is necessary for them to go back and top up. We try to make sure that when they go to the supermarket, they already know what they are buying. The other important aspect of this is if you underspend when you are buying stuff, the difference, your pocket, it's yours. However, if you overspend, that's your problem, because that means now you go into your own personal money, buy groceries. The fourth way our children get money from us is for buying their clothes. Two influences on this one. Firstly, when I was younger, my mom used to make our clothes. And you know that children are not forgiving. The problem that we had was that the clothes that mom made had no label. And so the children will ask us, "Did your mom make that?" Trust me, that was not a compliment. It was traumatizing. So we decided that we're going to give our children the allowance to buy their clothes so that they learn responsibilities and also that they can buy what they like. Again, when they were younger, we would try to reason with them that, you see, if you buy this, you won't be able to buy this. And if you buy this, you'll be able to buy two of these, you see, and reason with them. But now, we don't even go with them now shopping. They go themselves and they choose what they want to buy. If they want advice from us, we'll gladly give it, but we try not to police that. We try to leave them to make their own decisions. In a nutshell, this is what we do. Let us know what you think. Any weaknesses that you have observed in our way, anything that you have learned, please do let us know. Finally, let us go to our verse of the day. Our verse of the day today comes from Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. It's a familiar one for many people. It reads, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." I'm sure it's self-explanatory. I don't need to say much about this verse. But what I like most about this verse is that it says, train up a child. Sometimes we misunderstand the word train. You notice it doesn't say tell a child in the way that he should go. Or also it doesn't say show a child or instruct a child in the way he should go. It says train up a child in the way he should go. Training involves many aspects. Training involves theory. When you are being trained in a course, there is the theory aspect. The theory aspect means you look at theories, you look at models, you look at advantages and disadvantages of each. That's the theory aspect of training. And then training also has the practical aspect where you are doing things. You know, when I think of training, I think of an athlete who's training for an Olympics. So an athlete who's training for Olympics looks at the theory, how muscles work, how food intake works, what nutrients they need. An athlete who's training for the Olympics goes out in the field, wakes up in the morning and start pacing up and train their muscles. An athlete who's training for the Olympics measures their performance over the period of time. They make sure that they know what times they need to hit to be able to make the Olympics. They need to make sure that they pace themselves towards the Olympics. They need to make sure that they do not wear themselves out with overtraining before the Olympics, because otherwise, by the time they get to the Olympics, they are worn. So training is larger than teaching or telling or instructing. When we are talking training, we are talking of a whole spectrum. So this is what we have tried to do in training our children. And by the way, we haven't only applied this to financial training. We try to apply it right across the board. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you've learned a thing or two that you can apply in your personal life. Again, as I said earlier on, please do like the video. Please share it with family and friends. please comment below and please do subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much for your support. Bye for now and God bless.